Hey, what's going on, guys? Just really quickly, we have no cameras tonight because there's been some lag, but this is VE Squadcast episode number 22. Got Brady not here tonight, but he might pop into chat or something like that, so look out for him. But it's just me and Charlie. So how have you been recently, Charlie?
Doing all right. I believe another solid week of wrestling as we are continuing this good. I'm trying to think. This good trek, if you will, of just solid stuff. There's some ups and downs, but yeah, we got some interesting stuff to get into tonight.
Certainly. Really quickly, I just wanted to. We are locked tightly in a fantasy game right now, and I might win. So it might be. I would then have beat Brady, Trey, and Charlie all 3 weeks back to back. That would be solid, guys. Just throwing that out there.
That would be pretty nuts.
Yeah. Getting better. I'm getting better. All right, now let's get into wrestling. So, as always, we're starting off with some wrestling news this week. So, starting off on a bit, I guess, of a somber. So, right now, the WWE might lose a lot of money because WWE Crown Jewel is kind of in limbo right now. So, just a few little facts to throw out really quickly. I'm not going to go into the actual events surrounding why they shouldn't be there, why they shouldn't be there. We'll talk more. So the indications right now are they're not committed 100%, but there's no statement confirming that there will be anything to do with King Saud University Stadium. So right now on WWE.com, the only references are the show's dates, but there's no location. Tickets still haven't gone on sale yet. And we're what, 2 weeks out from this event, you said, Charlie?
Less than 2 weeks. It's 13
less than 2 weeks. Yeah, it's on Friday 2nd. And WWE's current line is that they're currently monitoring the situation. So right now it's kind of up in the air. No one really knows because tickets were supposed to go on sale on on the 19th. And right now on WWE.com, there's really nothing about itself. According to WWE, there is still going to be some kind of show of some kind. I don't really know all that.
Yeah.
Some kind of decision on this at some point. So first, I'd like to hear what you have to think about this, Charlie, and then I'll give my opinion. So.
Yeah, I think it's a very sticky situation. I mean, there's some serious stuff going on about this. So, if WWE, in their eyes, they do the right thing and stay, or they do the right thing and leave and don't do the show there, it is what it is. Like we were saying, this is stuff that goes beyond wrestling. And yeah,
just throwing it out there.
Yeah. So
but yeah.
It's I don't know, man. I think that's the best way we can put it here. Is it goes beyond wrestling. There's some serious stuff going down. So,
I'll put up the full thing so that you guys can look at it. But if you want to read it,
I mean, hell, man, they end up relocating it, and they're like, hey, let's just do it in Orlando at Full Sail. I'm in.
Oh, I mean, for sure. If they were to reschedule the show, there's no doubt they would sell out still. Because there's actually some good matches on the show. But I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where, like you said, it goes beyond wrestling and it calls into question WWE's ethics and their morals. Not saying that they should make any certain decision, but were I in the position of making that decision, I would probably relocate the show or reschedule it at the very least. I know that I saw some statistics that if they just rescheduled the show, they'd probably take a $2 to $3 million fourth quarter cash hit. But if they canceled the event altogether, it would be probably somewhere more to the tune of over $12 million lost next year.
Lots of money.
But then there's also the question of if they went through with this, would they lose money anyway because people disagree with the decision? So I guess I would relocate the event probably. I would not cancel the show. I would probably keep it to the same date, but I would probably move it somewhere else. I don't know where. I don't know where else in that region you could hold this event that would take it on such short notice, And And with tickets not being sold, it really calls into question whether or not the show is actually going to happen. So, yeah. So that's our first little bit of Saudi Arabia talk. But another quick note: they have not mentioned Saudi Arabia in reference to the show on any of the television shows, as far as I'm aware. I haven't seen 205 Live or NXT, but I'm assuming they did not reference it there either.
Yeah. Damien, welcome to the show, man. He said, just thought of y'all. I love manifesting things. That's pretty funny, man. Yeah. It's a sticky situation. Serious stuff going on.
Yeah. So other Crown Jewel news, though, we have, I think, all the final contestants for the WWE World Cup.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and name as many as I can off the top of my head. I know Rollins made it. I know Ziggler made it. I know Jeff Hardy made it. I know Rey Mysterio made it.
Yep.
I know I'm missing a couple.
All right, so yeah, that was 4 of 8. We got Kurt Angle,
Okay.
John Cena, The Miz, and we got all of Raw's. I'm just missing one from SmackDown.
Whatever, we got most of them.
Yeah.
So anyway, what you'll have noticed is that like 7 of the 8 are like Americans. Which really calls into the question, I keep using that phrase, whether this is a World Cup or not. I know people could argue that there were definitely matches where they could have qualified, but why didn't they then? I mean, I guess the tournament itself is the World Cup technically, but the final match itself is not going to be.
Or our last one was
also American, St. Louis, Missouri. All right. Yeah, 7 of the 8. Which is, I guess that's because WWE's foreign presence maybe isn't as felt as they thought it was. Like maybe when you go back to how much, think about how much when they did the original Cruiserweight tournament that was. You know what I mean? You had people from everywhere. But anyway, so I have a theory that the reason why Rey Mysterio is the only foreigner in this match, I hate using that term, or at least listed as in their, billed from location. So actually, I think he's not even billed as from out of America, is he? Is he?
Yeah, I don't know. He's born in California, so I don't know.
I'm betting he's billed from California then. See, so there's literally only Americans in this match, but Rey Mysterio gets, I guess, lumped into that because of the style. See, that's the problem with this match, is that there's literally no foreigners in it. I'm assuming that Rey is like descendant. I don't know. I'm not going to make that statement because I don't know. I would have to look up Rey's Wikipedia really quickly, and I might do that. But, it's like, so the problem is this match is literally not even a World Cup because all the World Cup parts, all the world parts got beat, which suggests something about America, I would say, in the storytelling. No, I think Rey will win, though, just because he just came back. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
And also that, the World Cup. You know what I mean? Even if he's from California, he's representative of those people because they didn't have anyone else. They didn't have any other Lucha stars in there, did they?
No.
And they literally have Sin Cara, who I believe is actually from Mexico.
And Almas. So.
Yep, Almas. What? He must have had a match, right?
I don't know. I think his last match was against Daniel Bryan a couple weeks ago.
Well, unfortunate that he should have been in there. Dude, imagine that match for the World Cup spot. Rey versus Almas.
It'd be awesome.
They're saving that one.
So I'm thinking what they're going to do with this is it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown pretty much in the final. I think it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Jeff Hardy. And I think Seth takes it. And, they just kind of trek on how this is Seth Rollins' year. You know what I mean?
It is. Oh, I agree. And it is his year, but definitely him being re-anointed as member of the Shield certainly has not helped his momentum at all. I'm not saying it hurt him. I'm just saying it definitely did not help.
That'd be a fun match, though, man. Seth versus Hardy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Is this like an elimination style match? I haven't picked up on it.
I believe so. I think it's all happening that night. I don't know, though.
Oh, so they're doing extra matches. Okay. I see. All I have heard is that it's like these are all the participants in the cup. So I don't know what that means. I assume so there's 8 of them, so there'd be 4 matches then? maybe 5 if you count no, maybe more because there's
7.
no.
Yeah, 7 in total. There'd be
Yeah.
7.
Could be 2 semifinal matches. Yeah. So who would the semifinal spots be? Do you think? I think Seth, obviously. I could see Ray fighting whoever else isn't Seth's opponent and losing. Maybe. I'm not sure. I could see Ziggler and Seth being put against each other at one point.
That might be the first match.
It might be. It might be the semifinal too.
I'm gonna say Seth versus Cena is your semifinal on Raw.
Okay.
And Mysterio versus Hardy on SmackDown.
Okay. And then Jeff and Seth take the wins.
Yep.
Which gives them both massive momentum because I just beat 2 legit superstars. Not that Ray needs it again, but it'll give him a boost. And then really, I think it kind of just comes down to who they want to put the win on because, really out of the group, Seth would need it, I guess. But
I mean, come on, man.
I don't know.
We all know it's going to be Orton versus Cena in the final, so
it might be. And we've seen that match so many times. I used to complain back when I wasn't even that into wrestling about how much we saw that match.
For real.
All right, so that was the first 2 wrestling news segments. So there is another segment that I want to talk about. Oh, sorry, we have a couple more. So there's some dust being rustled over in New Japan right now. Charlie, why don't you tell us about it?
Yes, sir. So right now is the New Japan Super Junior Tag League. It's kind of a tournament that culminates at the it's literally it's straight up called like the Tag League event, pretty much is its name. And the winner of the Tag League ends up getting a match for the junior titles. I don't know if it's at Wrestle Kingdom or if it's something different.
Could it be sure. G1 already happened, right?
Yeah, the next big thing is Wrestle Kingdom. So, I mean, that's almost just a little over 2 months away. So, I mean, our main event, we still don't 100% know. It's Tanahashi versus Omega right now, but it could be Jay White versus Omega.
That match would be insane.
Right now, everyone's played 3 matches. There's 8 teams, right? Everyone's played 3 matches. So standing at 2-1. So I'm just going from top down. Everyone's either 2-1 or 1-2. You got LIJ. So as you'll see, a lot of factions, they have 2 guys representing their team. So for LIJ, it's Bushi and Shingo Takagi at 2-1. So they got 4 points. The Bullet Club OGs, it's Ishimori and Robbie Eagles at 4 points. Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask the 4th at 4 points. And then a little team I like, Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo at 4 points. And then we got the CMLL Luchadors, Volador Jr. and Sobrano Jr., 2 points. Okay. Suzuki Gun, and the guys representing them are El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, which I believe are the tag champions. So I don't know how that works. ACH and Taguchi, I don't know how to say his first name. Everyone just calls him Taguchi. And then Kushida and Chris Sabin also at 2 points. So out of the 8 teams, I mean, it's pretty cool stuff.
It's a godly team, Kushida and Chris Sabin.
Yeah, you got the junior champion Chris Sabin, and yeah, I mean and
then Kushida's record speaks for himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really like this Bullet Club OGs team, man. Ishimori and Robbie Eagles, they are so good. And then, like I was saying, Sho and Yo. I remember my first time I saw them was against the Young Bucks, and it was just they're young too. So, I mean, they're just really fun to watch. But yeah, we're going to try and keep you guys updated on this tag league while it goes on for the next, I guess, definitely the next podcast. So just something to keep
I'll throw it out. Who do you have as your winner right now based on what you've seen?
I think part of me really wants to take the OGs, but I think LIJ has the best chance right now. Bushi and Shingo Takagi.
All right. Heard it here first. All right, so that was good. I like to always hear what's going on in New Japan. I think it speaks a lot to the potential talent you might see in WWE. It almost become a feeding system over the past 5 years. It feels like, It
really is.
And I don't think they're against that either. I think they would make deals with WWE if they could, But obviously the WWE's not interested, or they would have probably done it by now.
Yeah. That's accurate.
So jumping out of the world of wrestling, technically proper wrestling anyway, at the time, we have a potential new commentator, and maybe in the future. You never know. So Daniel Cormier says he might have an audition. No, he's actually saying he does have an audition for the WWE commentary position after UFC 230. So this brings two questions to light. Is his Lesnar fight still on? Which it may very well be. And does that mean that after the fight with Lesnar, he's going to retire and potentially seek that position at WWE? Now, I personally would not mind having Cormier on the commentary as long as he can talk, well for a commentator, and also to get like a sort of sports side from him. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I have to agree, man. I hope this all goes well. I mean, that's another people that transition from UFC to WWE. I mean, it's cool. I like it. I'm a fan of it. And if he kills the position, I mean, we definitely have room for more commentators.
Absolutely. I would rather see him in a position like on SmackDown because I would like to see some of the UFC stars end up there. But if he has to be on Raw, I mean, whatever. But I'd like to see him commentating over Ronda's matches. I'm going to be honest with you. And Matt Riddle one day, perhaps.
Ooh.
Oh, imagine if they start him off in NXT.
NXT is so much fun.
Because I'm not saying commentary team in NXT needs work, but I mean, if we swapped, is Percy Watson still there? If we swapped him for Daniel Cormier, I think I'm not saying anything about Watson. I'm just saying
he's on that and 205. So
you could almost say make Watson a 205 guy, and like in the same way they did with Graves when they brought in the new commentator. Dude, yeah. I'm just picturing a commentary team of like Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Cormier in my head right now, and I see that doing really well.
Graves is still on 2 shows. That's crazy. He's still doing Raw and SmackDown.
I think he wants to. Honestly, I think he likes it because he gets to. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I would enjoy my job more. I mean,
he's great. I mean, Graves is fantastic.
Absolutely, and he's like rides that line of heel face where he just randomly swaps back and forth over the people he likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that. It's a great color ad. You know what I mean? Which you would think he'd be more of the technical side of things, but no, he has all the jokes. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind seeing Cormier. So we'll have to see where that goes. But yeah. So that's it for wrestling news. There was a lot of stuff going on in the world of wrestling this week. A lot of stuff being wrestled up over in New Japan. But now the WWE's had some new arrivals. So let's talk about some fresh meat, Charlie. Who you got?
Yeah, so this week NXT announced their newest class. So it's the class of October 2018. And there's a couple names on here that are pretty known around the independent wrestling community in general. So I'm just going to dive into a couple. The first one is he's not a wrestler, but he's 7'3", Jordan Amagban from Nigeria. And he's a college basketball guy, and they're hoping he follows the same steps as like Kevin Nash and Big Show. I mean, this guy towers even one of their other recruits who we'll get into. We got Matt Riddle, who's probably the most well-known name out of this group.
Good to see him.
Former UFC fighter, and he's held titles all around independent wrestling. We got Chelsea Green, who was under Tough Enough. She was in Impact. Another women's wrestler. She was at All In, for example. Yeah, that's a good signing. And then Mia Yim, who got her contract. This was actually a cool Triple H thing, man. It was after the Mae Young Classic, Triple H approached her outside. He said he heard the chance of please sign Mia, and he signed her. Wow.
Let's see where that goes.
Yeah. And then we've got Humberto Carrillo, who has been on NXT TV. He is a lucha. And I believe he was teaming with Raul Mendez, and they had a match against Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch, and it was awesome. So, I mean, I think this guy has endless potential. And then we got Punishment Martinez, a.k.a. Louis Martinez, who, ROH, he's held titles over there. This guy, first ever match I saw with him, it was a 10-minute match with Marty Scurll, and it might have been my favorite 10-minute match I think I've seen, or under 10-minute match. Like, that match was awesome.
All right. So, what I would say out of that list, I'm most excited to see what Matt Riddle does because I see him as NXT champion for like a year.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting, especially if we can get Daniel Cormier commentating over his matches. That would be fascinating. But I mean, Mia Yim also seems very interesting because if Triple H put that much faith in somebody, I think he saw something. He didn't just hear the chance; he saw something that night. You know what I mean?
He absolutely. I'm excited to see what she does for sure.
So that what's it, Chelsea Green, was that what it was?
Yeah, Chelsea Green.
She also, I saw some articles about her and Mia, so they obviously have some rapport built around them, and I think I've heard the name before, so I think I'm good with that. And when you got people like Bianca Belair already in there, it's going to be good. It's going to be another good year of NXT. We'll have to do another NXT podcast here fairly soon. I've said the next generation, so that's usually about when we do it.
Maybe before War Games or after, and we'll just do it. I'm sure Brady would love to do that too.
Oh yeah, we haven't done one in a while, and this is about to be the new class. So here in the next 6 months, we're going to see them phased in a lot. So, and if you believe in the articles on the dirt sheets, there's some of them are already there. So yeah. All right, so that was all like the new arrivals and news. It's pretty. I think I really honestly, there was a lot of really good stuff in wrestling this week so far, but not the best stuff. So we have our first class segments this week. So Charlie, I'm gonna throw it to you first. Which segment really got your goat this week?
So I've always been a fan of Apollo Crews, but it feels like he's just never really come across. I'm trying to think of the right words here. He's never come across TV as like being a star, right? I always thought in the ring he's fantastic. But I think we saw something this week, man. I think we might have saw the beginning of something. Apollo Crews interrupted Elias, and he cut a really nice promo. Elias was getting back at him, and I think this has potential. If it goes well as a feud, this could put Apollo on the map. And he's got this beard now, and I don't know, man. I have a lot of hope coming from this. And I think that if they end up playing this out and, they have a match, whenever, this has potential. I don't know. I got that good feeling when you were watching this,
Oh, yeah. His beard was weird. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Beard was weird. No, I think it's interesting because Apollo was kind of shoved to the back burner, as we like to use the phrase on here a lot, because he was in Titus Worldwide, and there was never really any room for him when Titus was kind of going out there owning all those segments,
Yeah.
And even when Dana, even less like got shine on him when Dana was around, because that really made her shine. You know what I mean? So I think this is a great opportunity for the guy. I really saw some personality in his promo this time, and I really hope that he does really well in the future. But you just never know. So we hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but on my side of things, we had a really fascinating segment that I did not expect to see. I don't think it was announced. It may have been. I may have just not heard about it. But so Edge returned. And he had another edition of Cutting Edge, which I like that even though he's not able to wrestle anymore, he's still, because he can cut a good promo, comes out every now and then when they need to do, when he sees something in somebody really. And it was good because I haven't seen Edge in years, man. I listen to his podcast with Christian all the time, but it's not really the same thing as seeing him on TV. And he cut this Cutting Edge segment with Becky Lynch this week that I think really defined both of their characters, and it brought to light how similar her meteoric rise has been to his, and how there was a really great line in there where he was basically talking about how, he did the same thing she's doing now. And at the end of it, he was like basically unhappy and friendless, and she should not follow that path. It was kind of like a, Yoda telling Luke not to go in Empire Strikes Back moment. You know what I mean? Like where it's a path, where it's an easy way to gold, clearly abandoning all your friends. But what does that mean for you later? And Edge is, trying to plead with her, and she blows him off. And it's just, I think she's a heel at this point. I don't think anyone that's saying that she should be the face and Becky and that Charlotte should be the heel is got any grounds to say that anymore, because this feud is serious at this point,
Yeah.
And I think this really turned that around for me, because I was kind of sour on it the last couple of weeks. But what do you think?
I think Becky's just special. You know,
Yeah, there's something about her.
I have. She's just when she's in there with this new character, man. It's different. You know, it's different now in all the best ways, and I think this is very good for Becky because I don't know. They had this little thing that we'll see next week on SmackDown, I'm assuming, where like there were I don't know. Apparently, she like jumped Charlotte at the NXT Performance Center or something like that. So, I mean, they're taking this stuff to the next level, and it's just really fun.
I like that they're working the Performance Center into the works now as well. I mean, NXT's been doing that for years now, but I mean, it would make sense because that's where everything takes place, you know. But yeah, it's the hope is that Becky can come out of this like a strong, super strong heel, whether she's got the title or not, which may or may not happen. I really hope she keeps the belt, but WWE booking can kind of shift on the fly. So
yeah, it really can.
Yeah. So moving out of our best segments this week, we also had some segments we didn't quite like so much, and you know, we usually play a clip here, but you know, this is crossing himself. You know, it's for me this week. I really know that I did not like the Finn Balor and Bayley versus Jinder and Alicia. Quickly, just like to say, it's nice to have both of the Singh brothers now, but they're not getting any time on TV because of Alicia. So,
it's true.
That sucks for them. That sucks for them. Not that they were that great to begin with, but they were fun, you know. But I was saying to Charlie before we started the show, I think the two most boring duos they could have put together, not on paper, but just, you know, in execution from the Mixed Match Challenge right now, are Finn Balor and Bayley at number 2 and Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox at number 1. Because they're just not meshing well, and I don't think we really even see Finn and Bayley actually interact with each other all that much other than in matches. And so Finn versus Jinder on the show felt like there was no weight, even though you had both managers there, because you know that whatever happens on the show, what really matters is where they place in the Mixed Match Challenge rankings. I really hope they're not planning on these two like being the last two. But you never know. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I really have no more to say about this because it's just boring.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't understand them doing the Mixed Match Challenge on Raw. It seems like a total thing of filling time, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Like it's, yeah. I don't like it. I don't like them doing it on Raw.
So are these matches actually, like when they have the 2-on-2, are they actually counting in the tournament?
I guess not, because I was looking at the standings and they're not. So,
yeah, they're literally just time fillers then.
It's like time fillers, but it's weird, man. It's a weird time filler to have. I don't know. I think if you do it maybe after the Mixed Match Challenge and you end up keeping these people together for good, or, you know, for future programs, that's one thing, but it's almost like as soon as this thing ends, they'll never talk to each other again. So it's.
You're right, yeah. Especially Jinder and Alicia, like that doesn't seem like something that's going to work on TV, like at all. Especially when you already have the Singh brothers, because what are you going to do? Release the Singh brothers? I mean,
yeah.
Then they did nothing, and you paid them probably way too much money to be on TV for however long. You know what I mean? When they could have just probably been a pretty decent tag team. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. At least a good jobber team to like throw into the wolves. You know, like. But anyway, so what was your worst segment this week, Charlie? I'm done talking about this.
So this Women's Evolution, WWE Evolution card, it's all hyped up, but they're slowly taking all the singles matches and not making them singles matches. They just threw together a battle royale where the future person gets a title shot with all these legends, but you could be doing 1v1s with. You could do Beth Phoenix versus Nia Jax, but instead you tossed them in that. We were going to have Alexa versus Trish 1v1, but you tossed them in a tag match. I don't get it, and I don't know if I will. But I I don't know. Just it comes off as lazy. That you know. Do you get that vibe too? Almost because
yeah, I mean, and then what they announced this like a couple of months ago, right? So
yeah, I mean, this
or
is
at least like a month ago. It feels like it's been a long time ago. It feels like they announced this. They've had plenty of time to work the show out, and they haven't really done a whole lot of storyline work for it on Raw or SmackDown. So, I mean, you thought there would be some kind of like tournament surrounding it. Maybe I thought there would maybe be a tag tournament, but that didn't happen. So, I'm at a loss with you. I don't actually know how this is going to go. And what day is it on? It's like I assume the end of the month.
Yeah, it's a week from today. So
a week from today,
yeah,
we'll find out. And I really hope the show goes off way better than it looks on paper, which generally happens with newer pay-per-views in the modern era. But
yeah,
man, I just don't know.
It'd be interesting to follow.
Yeah. All right. So, is there anything more you wanted to add about Evolution? Because I mean, it's really just. I mean, it's gonna be a fine show, I'm sure.
I think I'm most excited to see Io Shirai and Toni Storm for the Mae Young Classic finale.
That's gonna be amazing.
I mean, I think they might come out and show that they're the two best wrestlers, like almost in that show. So,
yeah, we'll have to look forward to that. So, yeah, I mean, we might end up doing predictions for that show. We'll have to see. I'm not sure, but we might. We'll throw some out there. Who knows?
I believe we're right on time, brother. 31 minutes. So, as Brady would say, that's a good slot.
We are, sir. So yeah. So if you guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and click that little bell so you know whenever we're going live. Bing! And I guess we'll see you guys next time. Later.